I just cried on my couch, bro. Like, and I don't be crying that much. Like, I cried on my couch. I'm like, bro, like, I don't even have nobody, bro. Who do I have? I push everybody in my life away. I don't talk to my parents.
It works for everybody around because you feel terrible doing it and they feel terrible having to watch you be sick and try to entertain them with content that they probably don't even find entertaining. Everything's falling apart for Plaqueboymax.
Yo, at the end of this year, I think I'm gonna give a sit-down talk. I'm gonna talk about why 365 really ended and why I really left this. You feel me? I think I gotta answer all the questions for y'all. There's dead ass I just cannot talk about. And I know it make it look crazy, and I damn near be hate farming myself by doing that, but it's like, I'll take it on the chin, bro. Because at the end of the day, chat, y'all gotta understand, people are fickle. Like, they'll hate you one moment, they'll love you the next, and then hate you again. That's why I just gotta do this for y'all, because y'all supported me through all this.
Max, you may not be able to say it just yet, but I'm here to speculate. Ever since Max left the Faze clan house, I've been seeing some cryptic stream highlights and clips of him saying some things that really have me questioning a bunch of different things. And honestly, I know that there's a bigger picture behind closed doors.
Guys, I am a loser. I don't do shit except sit on my couch and study shit and plan shit in my free time. I don't talk to people. It's bad. I'm gonna change that. Y'all gotta help me make friends.
But you just had friends in the Faze house. I'm so lost.
It just, the moves that Max are making actually are pretty crazy to like a person from the outside looking in. I mean, most of the time, a lot of content creators do crazy stunts. They still be just moving, adding some new people to their friend group, not completely removing themselves from a group they already had. Like, Max is talking about being lonely. He was just in Faze with a bunch of people he calls his brothers. It doesn't really compute when you think about it for more than 2 seconds.
Seems like Max is going through his own trials and tribulations that are in plain view, but nobody's really talking about it. Nobody's really addressing it. And for all the friends that he had in the industry, nobody is really saying anything. Now, before I get into any sort of backstory as to how we potentially even got here, I do want to give this caveat. I'm working on a video, or maybe 2 videos, about the state of streaming currently and how it is very, very stressful. A more stressful form of content creation.
Crazy
Max
stressful.
isn't the only one that I've seen crash out over the past couple of months. He's just consistently been on air. But if we look at him, if we look at the stuff that's going on with Phantom, if we look at the stuff that's going on with Banks, if we see why Bruce hasn't been back, there's a lot of streamers out there that have been staples in the community who either aren't visible at the moment, are going through public crash outs, or are just saying, screw all this. Views are down, mental health is down in the space.
In general,
honestly,
has just been
burnout
crazy.
probably is the smallest
been
version of the word that we should be using for what's going on. But we'll get into that in another video. The reason why this Max stuff is so strange to me is because literally just a year ago, he was hitting incredible highs in his streaming journey. Like, his subathon last year saw him get the 5th most subbed person on Twitch. Like, he was at the
Why?
All those group shit. So why, when you would take us, you know what I'm saying, every day during quarantine, when you would wake up, it was just me in the house, and you would make sure to give me a hug every day in the morning. I appreciate that. You know, I just want to let you know, Mom, I would never take it for granted, Mom. You know, and I always got
That's
you.
crazy.
I appreciate you guys for always being there for me, bro.
Have you missed on one day yet?
Dabo, I'm gonna call you
You
back.
haven't missed one day, right?
Nah, no days missed, bro. No days off.
But you're on track to get streamer of the year, real talk. I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
Congratulations.
That would be
my
crazy.
Nigga, Mac Chat. My dog hit 140K. That nigga gonna be streamer of the year, bro. And if he don't, he gonna finish top 2, top 3. I don't care. He gonna be streamer of the year. And what's so cool about it is that nigga is gonna become streamer of the year doing the same shit he's always been doing, making music, gang.
Whether it was having some of the bigger streams,
Max has been going crazy. It felt like such an upward trajectory at the beginning of the year. Even with 365 ending, when he came right back afterwards, he still seemed like he was gonna have fun doing content. It just got weird. Like, bro, it genuinely got weird. Like, look at that. Look at that stuff. Everybody around him is happy and excited. Bro was sitting there at the top of the world. If you were in that same position right there, you would do anything to keep it.
teams with some of the biggest artists and making crazy big moments, or it was winning awards at any of these streamer award events. Plaqueboymax was posed to be one of the top streamers in 2025. No small feat. I'm literally talking about being up there with the Kai and Speeds. That was the conversation. But despite all that momentum that he had going into the year 2025, and as the summer closes, as we are in the middle of September, those things didn't really pan out. Something happened, and it probably started with that whole Banks Aiden situation. There was drama behind scenes, and then ultimately him leaving the Faze house. All that momentum from 2024 didn't carry into 2025 though, and there have been a lot of things that happened, but here we are, middle of the summer, and it just seems like there's something off with him as a streamer. Again, I think there's a bigger picture, but specifically
in
with
general,
him
it definitely got to be.
Notice it when he left the Faze house.
Y'all gotta understand there's a lot going on, so in my head, like, I'm just trying to figure out, map out what life is gonna be like and how shit gonna work, feel me? Like, I'm like, hey, God, if I'm making the wrong decision, let me know. If I'm fucking up, let me know.
Now, a lot of the stuff that Max has given us over the course of the year has been pretty vague, but we can kind of speculate based on the state of streaming and what he's been saying as to why this might be happening. Friend of the show, Your Bud Tevin, kind of gave us a peek into what potentially could be happening. How do these streamers keep giving so much of their lives to the streaming content that not only are they not being able to build things outside of the world, but they're not even taking care of their internals, their mental and their physical?
Bro, especially with Max, like that right there is high for Max at the beginning of the year. Bro was doing 365 days. When do you have time for yourself, bro? I love content creation. I love waking up every day, getting in front of this camera, making people laugh, talking about my opinions. But at a certain point, you dead just need time for yourself. But if every single day you're waking up thinking that, hey, bro, I gotta go live, because it's not just making YouTube videos. You can sit there and bust out a bunch of YouTube videos in a day, the very next day not really do anything, and just back catalog all those uploads. But with streaming, you still have to sit there, stream 5 to 10 hours, then get off stream, plan for the next stream, worry about clips, worry about posting up YouTube videos. It just seems like so much. Bro, my brain would explode just thinking about that. And that dude had to live that for like hundreds of days, trying to do it back to back for a year. Like that is just overwhelming for, I feel like, anybody. That's probably a reason nobody else has done it. And the max subathons you see where people are streaming a lot are 30 days, and then it's just over with, and then a huge break.
Close to getting into it, you feel me? But like, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, I realized that I can't be doing that, bro. If I was to get into this relationship, I would
get into a relationship?
PBN 2025, 365. I would sabotage this shit. There's no way I could get in a relationship. No bullshit. There's no way. I'll be right back. Go down.
What? Oh, I can't wait to make that state of streaming video so bad. But this isn't sustainable, nor is this healthy for not just Plaqueboymax, but anybody. Anybody can't do this level of continuous work and think that they can build things outside of it. You literally can't maintain all of it. I think that's why we're starting to see other streamers take different types of breaks. But for Max, it was crushing him. It was literally getting him and keeping him sicker than what he could have been. And to throw away romantic companionship, women? Nah, that's crazy, gang. Now, since
that's beyond crazy, bro. We love women over here, bro. You love women. Even if you are a woman watching this video, bro, I bet you still love women at the end of the day. And even outside of that, I love this content creation stuff. I'm gonna keep saying it, bro. It's the most hype thing to ever happen to somebody who's been dreaming about doing this. But pushing yourself to the point of throwing up, to literally physically being sick, that is OD. Because if you're sick, you can't even make the best content that your audience will like. If you're sick, you literally can't sit there and actually entertain them. So it's just gonna be worse streams, worse content, and worse for everybody around, because you feel terrible doing it, and they feel terrible having to watch you be sick and try to entertain them with content that they probably don't even find entertaining.
Cut down on the 365 streaming, he's been able to do some more intentional streams, and it's opened the door for some of the biggest in the game, like Lil Baby or Lil Yachty or Michael Porter Jr. to come on his stream.
Crazy collabs,
they've created great content for better or for worse.
No, you understand it.
Okay, I'm listening.
Money down.
Yeah. Almost got scammed right in front of him.
Put
like,
money down. Wait, explain to me. I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
You understand everything else I've been talking about the whole day.
Okay, so you saying niggas got to break bread with the stream for you to rap?
Nah, you gonna bust the screen down.
Wait,
today. We splitting.
Okay, so we split the stream
revenue.
The revenue
for the day. That's
for you to rap.
Yeah.
Put my knee up on her neck. I went George Floyd. I be tweaking. She get wet. She gon' wait for me.
And that's cool and all. He is living some of his dreams. Basketball, Jaylen Brown, you know, Michael Porter Jr., rap, Lil Baby, Lil Yachty, the Concrete Boys. But that still doesn't address the biggest elephant in the room. What happened with him and Faze and his love/hate relationship with streaming?
One thing I would say about streaming is way less like unified, bro. That's the worst part about it. This shit not together. Niggas just be doing their own thing. Like niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't feel together. I remember in 2021, niggas would all be live. Niggas might all be in the Discord calls, some lit shit. I remember it was Kai, Bruce, Rage, Silky, and Rat in a Discord call. Like,
and he
like
is adding to that
shit, or niggas beefing, or niggas got problems with each other. It was all the bros. We was all in the basement, and and you was just talking about some shit like, what did you say? You said some shit like, damn, Max, I thought you was finna be the one. You fell off. Nigga, you talking like a viewer, like a chat nigga. Like, you feel me? Facts. Rage is my boy, but since he's saying this on stream, I'ma just also say it on stream. This is my brother. Like, I fuck with Rage. But like, it's facts though. So just like you saying that, yeah, we all part of the problem. We all competitive. It's cool though. I think competition is good for this shit. But I'm just saying, we should all be unified as streamers.
How is you gonna sit there and want to be unified, then be a part of the problem? But I realize he acknowledges, hey man, I'm part of it too. Like, I'm the reason this is kind of in the same state as it is. But if you realize that, you would think you would move differently. At least attempt to, not just leaving Faze, but also just explaining like, yo, these are my boys, these are my brothers. I'ma still go out and do content with them. But right after Max left Faze, that man went and did collabs with literally everybody else under the sun, besides other streamers and content creators. He's literally aiding to that, not only with the collaboration side, but also breaking away from a streamer group that had such a high trajectory with him in it for what seems like no real reason. Because even to this day, we don't really know the answer.
I can't even see you, but I haven't heard you say a fucking word. I ain't gonna lie.
I would have left lame ass niggas.
Hey Max, bro. Max.
Yo.
Are you okay, man?
Nah, bro, come on, bro. I'm chilling. But I damn do gotta leave. I'm not gonna lie. I ain't shit with Navo, so I'm gonna hit y'all later, alright?
Alright, bro. Alright, Max.
Now we'll get a lot of the full insight
Looks
as
just
to
beyond
what
sad.
happened later on when Max sits down and has his big tribunal calls, meeting of the minds, whatever he does where he announces what happened. But from my speculation and my guesstimation is that this is kind of multifaceted. I think that a lot of attempts to shoehorn something or some people that weren't necessarily cool with each other in the beginning is a part of the problem. I think the stakes are higher. I think the commitment is just bigger. I think that there is a intentionality behind streaming in which it wasn't before, which means that you got to do some stuff that you don't want to do. This stuff becomes a job. I know people don't want to hear that about creators, but some of the cringe stuff that you have to do because it's viral at the moment is stuff that you just have to do, even if you don't like it. And also,
that is what be sucking about content creation sometimes. You'll see certain creators do the same thing over and over again. This viral trend hit crazy, and you be sitting there mad. Well, some of your creators be mad about having to do it too. At least the ones I want to say like hyper relevant. Like if you want to be the best of the best, the biggest of the biggest, you have to do what's trendy, even if you don't want to. And that can become a little tiresome. Obviously, bro, people hate hearing creators like complain. Like anybody's gonna wake up and be like, hey man, you gotta hit a TikTok dance you don't want to hit. Well, give me your position, bro. I will instantly hit that TikTok dance. But once you pile up a certain amount of things, it just becomes worse, because the whole reason that you started doing all of this content stuff to begin with is because it's something you loved and you had fun doing. So then adding a part of that that's literally unfun and makes you hate your job is gonna make you want to not do it and lose motivation, and at the end of the day literally lose the job that a bunch of people would literally die for.
being live 24/7, 365 for X amount of years can honestly become mentally draining. I know it's not technically 24/7, but you understand what I'm saying. And what people also forget quite often about
just wild. You got the dedication
of
though.
our kids. And I know in my formidable years, like they are going through in their early 20s, I was making mistake after mistake, left, right, and sideways. And it didn't take me until about my mid to late 20s to really put it all together. But so having all this on public display for everybody to judge your every single move, because this is what my job dictates, can be very, very, very stressful. And to be honest with you, they're still finding themselves. I know if I stuck with what I was sticking with at the beginning of my 20s, I would not be here today. So it's good that people are giving themselves opportunities to, you know, branch out and try different things, even if it means changing up on who they once were. And with that being said, sometimes you gotta go through a rebrand. So it makes sense why Plaqueboymax would do something that a lot of streamers didn't do, and that's deleting their Twitter community.
Niggas have an opportunity, bro. I will be deleting the com. That is the first point of doing this shit and rebuilding it the right way, bro. No cap. I'll be deleting the com. And yes, I'm making a new one. Yes, of course. With y'all niggas. And we overly tight on this shit. If you're not 5-star, get the fuck out the com.
I know. Peak unemployment, minuscule looking news. But
a lot of people underrate how much that com actually affects them, their social life, and just how they interact with other creators, bro. Twitter comms are some of the worst places to be when anything is going on, because they are either ride or die for that creator, or they are over there meat slobbing, talking crazy about that same person. And as somebody who was young, like he just mentioned, attention and you're living your life on the internet consistently, one small mistake to another creator or to what feels like is your calm, and they're going to be on your head for days. Not just that one moment. Days on top of days to turn into weeks, could turn into months, could turn into a situation that they're going to consistently bring up and just hate on you for, and literally hate farm you as your own supporters. Like that, I feel like that could wear on somebody. So rebuilding a calm that's just gonna mess with you no matter what's going on, it's just the right move at the end of the day.
We know that Twitter communities can harbor toxicity and hatred and all these other bad vibes and bad feelings, and Twitter communities can create the division that streamers probably don't want to have with their community or other guests or whoever the case may be. So deleting it is actually a bigger deal because it's almost like,
exactly.
And stay with me, it's gonna sound crazy, it's deleting a part of you that once existed. I know that sounds a bit extreme, but trust me, there's some validity to deleting a Twitter community being linked to a change in who you are as a person. But now that Max is going down this,
you can see that with like Aiden Ross, honestly,
and discovering himself, he's gonna realize that it is very much lonely. I'm gonna give a little aside and put a bow on the end of the video with this message to him, but I went down a similar path in my 20s, and as a very sober person who doesn't partake in the normal Atlanta young male stuff, I don't own guns, I don't have tattoos, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't go to clubs, I don't participate in the strip club culture or whatever the case may be. It is a different walk of life, and I can understand how you can feel as if you are intentionally alienating yourself and how it can affect your mental health. Max, I've been exactly where you are. Trust me.
I am a loser. I don't do shit except sit on my couch and study shit and plan shit in my free time. I don't talk to people. It's bad. I'm gonna change that. Y'all gotta help me make friends.
I'm gonna just keep it a buck. I came home, I just cried on my couch, bro. Like, and I don't be crying that much. Like, I cried on my couch. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I don't even have nobody, bro. Who do I have? I push everybody in my life away. I don't talk to my parents. I'm out here in LA. Like, yeah, I got my cousin, but it's like, damn, bro. Like, what am I even doing this for? I could win as much as I want to win, but if I'm not winning with people I care about, do it even matter? Like, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Max is going through the same things that a lot of young men at his age go through.
Crazy,
I mean, he's
bro.
22 for Pete's sake. You gotta give him
crazy
some
feeling.
Now, the difference is he has a lot of money that can solve a good bit of these problems, but this is still the trials and tribulations that he's gonna have to go through, and that's discovering who he is, truly is, as he steps into manhood. And there's no playbook, and there's also a lot of bad faith actors in the space. It's gonna come with a lot of trying a bunch of different things that just aren't you, getting very lonely, you know, where it might be a night or two where you cry, but ultimately on the other side of it is pure joy and happiness about the man that you've become. And I know I did not mean for this video to get this sentimental about Plaqueboymax.
Bro was trying to like touch my
of myself,
plug up my heartstrings right now. What the heck?
Just other young men that I know in my life, and Max, like I've seen that situation, that scenario before. The most beautiful thing about the industry that he's in is that there is always going to be somebody to talk to, especially from the standpoint that you are. While it seems like little people can relate, you'll also be able to find good and valuable friendships along the way.
Hey, yo, bro, you know what I want to say, bro? Yeah. Thank you for...
That is crazy. I feel like I can relate to a lot of what Max is going through. Bro, being an inspiring content creator is so lonely at times, bro. If you are sitting here dedicating yourself to this content stuff, planning a bunch of things, editing stuff, especially all by yourself, it leaves you with only so much time to actually live life. And as a live streamer, that makes it even worse, because if you're really dedicated and pushing these 5-hour, 6-hour streams, getting off, editing your own clips, and still having to actually live life, like if you have a job, if you're in school, like having time for all of those things and still planning time for yourself takes a whole nother level of care that I feel like a bunch of creators, not just Max, don't really do for themselves. And that's why you can either see them getting burnt out, uploading less, or falling out of love with all of this. And this is supposed to be fun, amazing stuff that they love doing.
Being my friend, bro. Nigga, I don't got no friends. I'm not gonna lie. Tell me emotional shit you on. Nigga, I don't got no friends. That's not lonely. This is my first time going. This is actually my first time since I left. Low-key, being on stream with a nigga. That doesn't make music, yeah.
So to Max, I say, listen, continue down the journey. It's something that everybody has to go through. Don't live life with any regrets. Keep moving forward. Take every step that you make as a learning lesson more than anything. They're all not going to be perfect, but they're going to be the ones that you make. So you got to stand in them. And most importantly, to him and other streamers, don't let your career swallow you whole. No pause, no ayo, none of that stuff. This is an industry that
it's definitely a pause. Pause pause
take
for me, at
lives
least.
from people. We've seen it in the past. Entertainment is very cruel and fickle. And as much money as you get does not mean that it'll overcome all the mental anguish and health stuff that goes on with it. So take time to breathe and make sure that you are doing things for yourself and what matter to you the most before anything.
Definitely a W video by Omizi. If you want to go support the original video, look at my description. I agree with a lot of what he said. Obviously, as someone who's also young and an aspiring content creator, not on the same level as Max, I understand the strife that he goes through, especially being lonely doing this sometimes, bro. Grinding is some of the hardest stuff to do. And when you look around and see that there's no one there with you once you actually reach the goals that you've been going through, it kind of feels less than what it should. It's pretty unfortunate, but that is just how I feel. If you want to tell me how you feel, the best place to do that would be the comment section down below. This video is unfortunately over, but if you did enjoy this video, maybe consider giving it a like. If you enjoy content like this, maybe consider subscribing, because I post like this every single week. Never miss out on a single upload if you hit that bell icon, because you'll be notified the millisecond a video goes live. But that's enough for me. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Peace out.